5-game homestand, the last 2 of the season. What do you expect going into this weekend?
Well, I love sleeping in my own bed. I can tell you that much. It's been outstanding the last 2.5 weeks to be home, and I think the players have really enjoyed that. We were fortunate enough to play midweek last week, Wednesday, Thursday, and the girls had Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, and then we had Tuesday off this week. So I think they're well rested, and obviously we're excited to be home. We're going to have the band there on Friday, and we know we got a tough one with Hayes, and then we got to turn around on Saturday, a 6:30 p.m. match against Kearney. So, but excited to be home and not have been in a bus for the last 3 weeks. So that's been exciting.
You talked about the wrestling. 5 of your last 6 matches have been 5 sets. How's that been for you?
Yeah, I've been telling everybody that we love volleyball. So we feel like it's hard to replicate game-type situations in practice. So we're trying to get as much as we can during the game is what at least I've been kind of telling my friends. So whenever you go into a fifth set, I always say, the better team doesn't always win. But, it's a little bit of a flip of a coin. And one of our focuses has been to get out of the gates better. If you notice, the first set has caused us problems. And we're usually down and we're trying to claw back, after 20. And that's been a huge focus that we're trying to address. And unfortunately, we didn't do a great job of it. These last couple matches, we've started down 0-1. But I'm excited that we're playing for a longer stretch of time at a higher level, which I think is what you're seeing by us going 5 with some quality opponents. But we've got to obviously, you get into a fifth set, you want to come on the right side of it. And, unfortunately, in our last 3, we didn't do that in 2 of them against, teams that are either receiving votes or that are ranked top 25. And I think the girls are knowledgeable enough to know that we've got to get, a ranked opponent win for us to be in the conversation. If we don't win the conference tournament, if you want an at-large bid, you have to have some significant wins. And I'm excited that 2 of our last 4 matches, we get that opportunity. And that's definitely something that we're aware of.
One of the big things from the last 2 matches was Ray going from outside hitter to playing libero, of all things, going from leading the MIAA kills to doing that for your team. What was that like?
Well, it was like we needed to figure out our serve receive. So if you look at the stats, we're continuing to get aced about 2 times a set, which is about 2 times too many to me. And she is by far, hands down, I think one of the most talented serve receivers in the conference. And, when you have that jersey on, you don't have other things to worry about. So, for example, of her having to try to balance hitting. And it was definitely some teams' game plan that they would serve her a bunch to try to take her out of, hitting efficiency or hitting for a high efficiency. And so, going into the 4th set, last week we made a decision that, hey, we're going to take her off, the front row and put her in the other jersey. And she did a remarkable job. And it was hard, when we can line her up middle back 4 out of 6 rotations, it's hard to serve away from her. Or at least we can play some games, with shifting or shading or doing some things. So it definitely, I think, has helped our serve receive, but it hasn't evaporated those service aces, which, to me is our main concern because we don't want to give away free points. But that was, a tough decision. And when I did talk to her about it, I had mentioned to her that I'm not sure if this will be a permanent deal because you have dropped, over 20 kills, multiple times, and I know it's in there. But she definitely agreed that, hey, right now my hitting isn't helping the team, and, my passing is. And if I can be in a better role, in that jersey, I'd love to do it for the team. And that was a great response by her, and I think she's embraced it. But I wouldn't be surprised if you saw that jersey before the end of the season, go back to her being on the pin.